All right, good evening, folks. We're back again with the E-flite Draco 2.0, and wanted to get some evening footage with the lights so you could see the lights, maybe the dash inside. I was flying on a 7,000 milliamp earlier Spectrum 6L 30C. This is also a Spectrum battery, but this is a 5000 6S 30C. Flies a little bit lighter weight than the 7,000. So if you're going to do some climb outs and some stole stuff, you might have better results with a little bit lighter weight battery. I don't have any Velcro on this battery, and incidentally, I forgot to bring any with me. I need to start carrying some in my box. But I do have this little piece of foam. I'm not sure where it came from, but you can either use something similar or like a drawer liner if you don't want to put Velcro on your battery, or you just end up without any. You can just put that in there. This has a plastic battery tray, and then we'll set the battery in there on top of this little piece of foam. Actually going to put it sideways so it has a little bit lower profile. Now earlier you probably saw the 7,000 milliamp battery and it was shoved all the way. I think it was pushed back a little bit. Your CG is going to be back in here somewhere. So when you're wearing a lighter weight battery, you'll slide it a little bit farther towards the nose to compensate for your CG. So we're not going to rebalance it because I have flown with this before, so I know where it needs to go, but that's where we're going to put it for now. It is quite a bit darker than what it turns out on the camera, so hopefully the lights show up good. I'm going to turn our controller on first. Almost forgot. Make sure our throttle cut's on, our throttle is down. I'll go ahead and power up. I usually hold the prop if I'm this close to it, because usually it doesn't have enough torque to pull it out of your hand in case it would kick on. It's better than having it spool up and then run into you. But it's just kind of a bad habit. Usually you want to be behind or off to the side of the aircraft instead of in front of it, just in case it kicks on. So use the safety precautions and then practice safety and stay out of harm's way. See if you can see that dash in there, the illuminated dash. Go up under the wing maybe. Oops, sorry. See if you can look in there and see that. I have to zoom in. It just looks like it's got GPS panels, and it's really cool looking. Can you see it on the camera? A little bit. Okay. You can also, I don't know if you can zoom in the back hatch here. There's another hatch here. I don't know if you can see if you can see it. Might have to zoom in. Is that working? A little bit. There we go. All right. We're actually going from this window because there's no figure, so you should be able to see in here okay. Yeah, so look at that. Isn't that cool? I don't know of any other airplanes that come factory with that. At least not any from Horizon. So I had mentioned that this plane does have some weight to it, but it's to be expected. You know, all these little plastic simulated roll bars or structure bars. And then the plastic windows and the action figure and the illuminated dash and all the extra lights. And it's got a lot of plastic pieces on it, which is nice. I mean, you wouldn't want them out of foam. It'd be too fragile. All these antennas are pretty cool. And a friend of mine, Joe, he has a Draco, and he took the glass out of the front windshield. He had to beef up, I think, some of the structure, but he put a FPV camera in it, the DJI, maybe CAD-X or something, FPV. So that's really cool to see some of his footage. And he's just got it sitting right in there by Mr. Patey. Anyway, I think when he took his windshield panel out, he said it does contribute a lot to the structure of it. So he had to beef up some other framework or something. So look into that if you're going to pull the windshields out of it. Sometimes the parts that may look scale actually do contribute to the structure of the aircraft. So keep that in mind. All right, we do have the lights on a switch, so we can toggle all the lights off. And a lot of times when I'm flying during the daytime, I'll just turn all those lights off. Let's see. Got the call outs. I must have reprogrammed those. So those are not the rate switch. Those are light switches now. So there's nav lights. That's one setting. There's one setting there is off. There's nav lights on. And then there's the spotlight in the back, and you'll notice the rudder light. I'm not sure what the correct term for that beacon is up on the top of the rudder, but that turns off when all the spotlights turn on. So very cool. All right, let's get some flight on this thing. See how it looks. Throttle cut off, full flaps on. We'll back taxi around here and then take off past us so you can see it. I don't know, you probably can't see it on camera that close, but it is so, the illuminated dash inside is so bright, it's making the whole cockpit glow, which is pretty cool. So look at that, it is lit up nice and bright. Very cool. All right, full flaps. I'm checking my battery. Can't see it, but I'm checking my battery on the telemetry. So I did check that before I take off. All right, here we go. Beautiful. Turn the back spotlight on. Look at that. You can blink it if you want. Getting the elevator call outs on the light switch. I'll have to take the audio vent and turn it off. The wind died off. It's nice and calm out here. Let's do a flyby. Still in full flaps. Turn that little spotlight off in the back. Go to half flaps. The last flight was on the 7,000 milliamp, and this is on the 5,000, as we mentioned already, but I can notice a big difference. It's a lot lighter weight. When you go to pull up, pull out of a turn, it handles a lot lighter, noticeably. I'm going to go into full flaps. We'll do a slow, about as slow as we can go, pass. See if you can see in there, seem to see the dash. I kind of could. I don't know if the camera picked it up. Let's try it again. Okay. Camera did get it. I just got to report in. All right, I'll do a speed pass at night. Flaps off. Full throttle. This thing will roll. And it just sounds really good with that four-bladed prop. It's a low kV motor, but definitely has plenty of power, plenty of speed. The trick with flying at night, if you don't have bright landing lights, and I don't know that these spotlights underneath are going to be bright enough for landing lights, we'll just have to find out. But the trick is finding where your ground is so you don't come in too hard. Pull up at the, oh, there it is. Bounced it a little bit, but you can see the spotlights on the grass. Let's try that again. We'll get it a little closer next time. Still in full flaps. It sounds so good. I don't know if the microphone's picking it up. Whoa, coming a little too fast there. We'll just do a flyby and do a go around. There's a slight hill on the approach when we're approaching from the right. And sometimes it's just kind of hard to see exactly how fast you're coming in. Aw, just had to bounce it. Oh no. Some ground loop effect. Turn it around here. Very nice. Does have reverse thrust. Kind of hard to back up with the tail wheel, especially on grass. So there it is. It's definitely not lit up like a Night Radiant or a Timber X, Night Timber X or anything like that, but has enough lights where it looks very nice. Very scale. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. See you in the next video.